Bernie AOC rally in LA today. Bernie rally, AOC rally today. What eye drops do you use? I don't use eye drops. Bernie AOC rally in LA today. Trump reverses iPhone tariffs. An excellent move. Trade panic continues as China doesn't back down. Are you going to watch it live? I'm going to be at it live. Okay. And day 4 of asking to get Tom Morello on stream. Dude, I think it's mad annoying when people come into this chat and they'll just be like, hey man, why don't you have Gary's Economics on? Hey man, why don't you have Tom Morello on? Hey man, why don't you have Donald Trump on? I don't know how to respond to these questions because I have no capacity. Like, I don't have the capacity to have these people on. I would love to have them on. Why wouldn't I have them on? It doesn't make any sense when you guys literally keep saying, well, have this guy on, have that guy on. It's like, do you think I'm personally saying like, fuck you, Tom Morello, I don't want you anywhere near my stream? Or do you think I'm like not trying? Like, that'd be great. I just don't even know where to begin, where to start. Half these people that you literally want me to have on, I try, I attempt, it doesn't work. Have Phineas on you, himbo. He's about to leave for Europe. He is. That's why I was going to bring him to the Bernard rally, but he's like on his way to Europe right now. Okay. All right. Bernie AOC rally in LA today. Trump reverses iPhone tariffs. An excellent move. Trade panic continues as China doesn't back down. Mahmoud Khalil decision erodes the First Amendment. Conservatives celebrate fascism. Get in now. Okay. Bernie AOC rally in LA today. Going to the Bernie. Okay, I'll say going to Bernie AOC rally in LA today. Okay. Live and alive, baby. Let's go. This is how you begin the process of getting them on. We demand it. You yell at us. And if the drama is high profile enough, rumors get around that the person is pressured to respond to the idea. Yeah, don't try to like 5D chess move this, okay? No, you just, it doesn't work that way. Like, unless you have a direct line for these people, unless you have a direct line of communication with these people, these demands that you're making are ridiculous. They're falling on deaf ears, okay? Unless you have Tom Morello on a speed dial and you're like, yo, why won't you go on the show, Tom? What's wrong, Tom? Don't talk to me about it, okay? Speaking of people who I can have on, however, Kneecap. Kneecap is at Coachella and they got the crowd to sing Maggie's in a Box. I wanna do something with them. I might even go to Coachella for it. Like, I don't know. Please no. I might go for the day is what I'm saying. Next week for their next week's performance potentially. I don't know. I've been talking. I've been trying to figure out what we can do. They are supposed to be, traffic's insane by the way, like hours just to get there. Yeah, I know. I gotta figure out a way, dude. We gotta figure out a way to do some stuff with these boys. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be good. You're allowed to have fun, lol. This isn't like this would be fantastic. It'd be fun, but it would also be literally for work as well. So we'll see. AOC, Bernie, Maxwell all breaking for lunch at the rally. You got some time? Wait, doesn't the rally start at 1 p.m.? Am I crazy? Like the speaking starts at 1 p.m., right? Am I wrong? No, I know it started at 9 a.m., but like 1 p.m. is when it... Wait, no, 1 p.m. Pacific is when the fucking speakers start like Bernie's not going up until 1 p.m. Am I crazy? Yeah, no, it says 1 p.m. PT speaking program starts. Man, y'all are so fucking stupid. I swear to God, dude. I swear to freaking God. Y'all are so... Why do you do this? Why do you always do this to me? Why do you always do this to me? You always literally will make me second guess myself because I stupidly always think that chat probably knows better. Chat probably knows better. They probably got some information. I always doubt myself so much, you know? It's going to take you like 90 minutes to get there though. I don't think so. It'll be fine. No, this says 1 p.m. Eastern. Yes, the rally starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, but Bernie doesn't start speaking. Bernie's not going to go up until 1 p.m. Pacific. You're like the buddy we fuck around with. No, it's annoying. All right. Well, we've blasted off already. Let's get it started. Let's get it twisted. Let's go crazy. Here's Bernie bagging you up. Thank you, Los Angeles. 15,000 people already on site. AOC and I don't go on for a couple of hours. This is going to be a big one. It is a big one. I think. Sounds like a you problem. Everything's a me problem. Everything's a me problem. I have the responsibility at the end of the day. Dog, with all the stopping and horrible traffic, you might not make it, to be honest. Dude, can you stop? Can you motherfuckers stop doing this? Can you stop, please? I don't want chat to backseat me, okay? I know what I'm doing. I know it's going to take a long ass time to get there. Okay. I am very familiar with Los Angeles traffic, especially going into downtown, especially when it's super slammed. I know. Yeah. I might as well just start walking there, I guess. Fuck it. March shouldn't even come over. I should just start walking over there. I know, man. I'm a big boy. Okay. I know it's going to suck. And you guys are going to say, I told you so. And it's like, these are the decisions that I have to make. This is a decision that I have to make in terms of like, starting the stream here and then moving on to the IRL portion. Yes, I know it's going to be fucking annoying. I know I'm going to be sitting in traffic for a very long time, as a matter of fact. I know that. I know all of that, okay? I know. It's only Bernie Sanders. Yeah. Why are you going to the location? What do you mean? I'm going to the location because I want to go to the rally. Biden was right, calling these people garbage is a cult. I mean, yeah, it is a cult. Heavy is the head that chose to wear the crown, especially such a tiny head. Yeah. Yeah. Also, we get to have one of the favorite recurring bits, which is I interview Uber drivers about their politics. So I don't know why you guys are complaining. It's literally people's favorite fucking bits. Is one of people's favorite things to do. When will we get another median Uber voter driver combo? Yeah, that's going to happen. Yeah, remember when I talked to you guys about the Chinese peasants comment and how that was going to cause so much commotion in China? Very few comments by U.S. officials in the past few years have radicalized the Chinese people against the U.S. as much as JD Vance's Chinese peasants. Why would he say this? It doesn't help with anything.
To Shenzhen by train. Right now I'm in...
Yeah. It quite literally is an invocation of century of humiliation shit. China at this stage has overcome exactly that. And the very fact, as soon as I heard him say they're peasants, as soon as I heard JD Vance say, call the Chinese peasants, I told you that this was going to extend, or at least at the very least, it was going to cause the Chinese population to be significantly more it was going to cause the Chinese population to be more angry towards JD Vance. It was also going to cause them to hold strong against American action.
In China, and I'm going to Shenzhen by train, so I've forgotten my phone and I want to get something from the store. So I'm at 7-Eleven. So I'm gonna pick up sparkling water. And what's very interesting is they actually have, so I'm gonna scan it. They actually have WeChat Palm Pay. That's my WeChat ID. That's my WeChat ID, and I just paid without having my cards or my wallet on me, or my phone. Which is pretty crazy, mind-blowing. You don't have to take anything with you when you go and travel. So that's the beauty of China. It just shows how ahead China is in terms of technology.
I've seen so many goddamn TikToks. I have seen so many TikToks about Chinese people being like, I'm a peasant. Fuck you. Yeah. Hassan, I got called old because I didn't like the beat selection on Ken Carson's album. I'm turning 24. Yeah, you're 1 foot out the door, little bro. It's over for you, I think. There's hundreds of these videos going around. They're all very viral, too. The Chinese won't let Xi take the foot off Trump's neck. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, it does not matter. They are going to... Xi is going to do what Xi's going to do. You know what I mean? And in terms of maintaining global stability, trade stability especially, which is something that benefits China as it stands... and something that China wants to maintain, this is the reason why I say, after showing the world a lesson, showing the global leaders that are paying close attention to what's going on right now and the dangerous instability, he's going to turn around and offer, like I said, an olive branch to the Trump administration. The Trump administration will take that olive branch. Everyone who's actually smart will recognize exactly what took place. But of course, we are surrounded by incredible dumbasses. So all of those dumbasses will turn around and go, oh my God, he did it. He did it. He did it. He is the mad lad. He fucking did it. He is, Trump is the mad lad. He actually made China back down. Also, one of my favorite things is like the people that like Donald Trump, but also like BRICS. Like a lot of these like BRICS guys also are pro-Trump, weirdly enough. And I don't know how that happened. And, but these accounts posting like these signs are popping up all over China. These Chinese peasants are killing me with their wicked sense of humor. Starting from today, our store will charge 104% service fee to American customers. If you have any questions, please consult the U.S. Embassy. After being brought up in a China-hating country, it's very hard to swallow. They're not the big evil guys. I mean, it doesn't matter. The world is not run by the people that have these opinions. The world is run by people who will still recognize when, the American government is the one who's causing the instability and the Chinese government is the one that's maintaining global stability. So it doesn't matter. Anyway, this kind of stuff is just this is a little bit reactionary. Like, I already hate AI art, and this is not to be the friend who's too woke or whatever, but like this kind of stuff is a little bit reactionary where they're just like, oh yeah, you fat fentanyl addicted Americans, like good luck making these chips. Now, the reality of the matter is we can't make these chips. Okay. These are incredibly, the manufacturing process for this stuff is so insanely high tech. It is not something that you can put together overnight. You have to have, you have to have a shit ton of training. Okay. It is still, of course, better than let's nuke the Three Gorges Dam posting, which is what a lot of the Americans have been doing, which I talked about as well. It's something that I've been seeing on my timeline quite a bit, and it's been very frustrating, very annoying. Hey, Fiona, stop. The bag is over there. Here. The bag is over there. Some of the batteries are being charged next to the marches here, guys. Some of the batteries are being charged. This one's not full yet, so I'm still charging it. But some of the batteries are being charged next to the couch, and kitchen island is where the camera is. Also, there's a camera bag there as well. We can get a smaller camera backpack to bring with us if you want. And there's the bag. So you just like start putting it together, I guess, and hopefully this will charge even more. But if we need, we have extra big batteries as well. I have them charged up as well. The big boys we can use today, since we're not. Kind of funny. Because if Trump was able to achieve his desires and his wishes, like let's say America was able to build the industrial base necessary to become go from a consumption economy to a production economy, right? Let's say they were able to do that. You would literally have a situation similar to this. You would have these guys sitting in the fucking factory floor making stuff for India and China. Like, could you imagine the role reversal? Like, that's not going to happen. It's so stupid. New dog alert. Kaya, what happened? Yeah, I traded Kaya for this other dog. My brother's dog, chat. How do you guys not know this already? No bags allowed today. I don't know if that'll apply to you. I think I'll be fine. Anyway, we do not know how to make iPhones. We do not have the capacity to make iPhones. We just don't have the factories to make iPhones. We just don't know. We don't have anything. Like, it's just so stupid. Yeah, if you want to understand like something that I've been talking about for the past couple of days, maybe if you weren't watching me, you might be confused today. You might be going, Hassan, I'm an Asmongold head. I watch Asmongold every day, and he keeps telling me these are brilliant moves that the Trump administration is making. But I found myself briefly coming over to your broadcast for a moment, and you're saying a lot of interesting stuff here, and I'm a little confused, right? I'm a little confused as to what is going on. Why did Trump make exemptions for the phones and chips? On the one hand, Trump said tariffs are good, and I celebrated that because Asmongold celebrated that the tariffs are good, and America is going to be a rapidly growing industrial economy. That's what I was thinking of. And then he turned around and he said, okay, no more tariffs. We're doing a pause on tariffs. So I was a little confused then, because then everybody started saying, art of the deal, art of the deal. Donald Trump did it again. But now he's caving without getting a single phone call from Xi Jinping on some of these tariffs that were supposed to happen for phones, computers, and chips. What the hell's going on, Hassan? Well, if you were watching me for the past couple of weeks, or maybe the past year or so, I would have told you that this is exactly what was going to happen, because America is nothing if it's not, America is nothing if it can't protect the bottom line of capitalist corporations, and America is nothing if it can't offer cheap consumer goods to its base. It's nothing. That is the only thing holding the social contract together. And Donald Trump, as I've said already, basically destroyed that. He tried to nuke it. In the words of Felix Biederman, he molested the money. That's what Felix calls this, you know? He just put his grubby little hands on it and he molested the money a little bit. Okay? He had a moment of money molestation, and then they were like, you can't molest the money any longer. Jamie Dimon made a boss call and was like, no, no, no. But then he still has some of his fingers in it. And then I guess Tim Apple made the boss call as well. And he was like, no, no, no. So what is, it's fine. It's a little spiky, so it's weird. Yeah, I don't like that it's spiky. We're trying to make like an impromptu mic right now. But yeah, the treats must flow and the money must flow. And Donald Trump tried to fuck up the bag that way for both sides, and it's not going to work.
Back today with a 125% tariff on all U.S. goods sold in China. This comes after President Trump placed a 145% tariff on Chinese imports.
Can I squirt breast milk on you today at the rally? Dude, some of y'all, I know you're joking, but some of y'all really make me not want to go outside, bro. Like, please just fucking calm down, all right? Jesus, Lord, mercy on my fucking soul, dude. Oh my God. It's like, I want to say touch grass, but you literally want to touch grass in this situation, and you want to spray me with titty milk? I don't want that. Nobody wants that. Please be normal.
And now we're learning of a possible reprieve on certain products. ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang has the latest from Washington.
Hey, Ike, as the U.S.-China trade war heats up, the Trump administration is exempting smartphones, laptops, and other electronics from his...
So I want to understand the mindset of an Asmangoldian. You know what I mean? Asmangoldian, a fan of Asmongold. In this very moment, do you feel like Donald Trump still got the big dick? Is he still doing the thing? Is he still hitting the fucking red button over and over again? What happened? How did he buckle? Like, what is a guy who is only getting beamed right-wing commentary to his fucking frontal lobe? What does that guy think at this moment? They're called Asmonglers, by the way. No fucking way he calls the fans Asmongoldians. No, I do that. There's also another thing that people call his fans, but I don't want to say it because it's a little bit, you know, it's ableist.
Reciprocal tariffs. That's according to a bulletin posted by U.S. Customs Border Protection late Friday night. Now, those exemptions also include solar cells, flat panel TV displays, flash drives, computer processors, memory chips, and semiconductor-based storage devices. So this is some relief for big tech companies like Apple, which relies on China to assemble the iPhone. Had estimated that the cost of the new iPhone 16 Pro Max could jump by $950 under the 145% tariffs that Trump has imposed on all goods from China. And right now, there appears to be no end in sight for the U.S.-China trade war. China has imposed 125% tariffs on American goods, and those steep tariffs go into effect today. The White House has said that there currently are no negotiations happening between the U.S. and China. Now, this trade war is painful for both countries. Last year, the U.S. imported $440 billion worth of goods from China, everything from toys, clothes to...
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Lutnick 5 days ago said smartphone manufacturing was coming to the U.S. because of tariffs. Brennan, you've said that robots are going to fill those jobs. Lutnick's is automated factories. The armies of millions and millions of human beings screwing in little screws to make iPhones. That kind of thing is going to come to America. It's going to be automated. U.S. publishes tariff exclusions for specified products. U.S. tariff exclusions apply to computers, smartphones. U.S. tariff exclusions also apply to chip-making equipment. Tariff exclusions apply to so-called reciprocal tariffs. Trump exempts phones, computers, chips from reciprocal tariffs. What happened? Yeah, as soon as Donald Trump said this, Go back. What did I tell you? As soon as Donald Trump said this, what did I say when I was reacting to it live? I was like, oh, he's just going to start doing, he's going to do tariff exclusions to companies that come in and kiss the ring. And he's going to do it for basically all of the shit that we get from China anyway. Okay. As soon as he said, yep, I'm looking at exemptions, I was like, yep, of course he is. He's going to fold like a goddamn picnic chair. Okay. Of course. Now, the irony here is that the only thing that's not excluded from these tariff exemptions is fucking gaming consoles. So for all those gamers out there, you're cooked. Unless you're PC master race, in which case, like, you'll probably still be hit by these tariffs to a certain degree. But, you know, art of the deal, baby. You're still cooked. If you want a PlayStation or a Switch or whatever, you're still getting shellacked. If China doesn't make exemptions to agriculture, won't that break the backs of farmers? Yeah, of course. China already rerouted soy from Brazil instead. They immediately were like, okay, we'll go to Brazil for soy then. Good luck. Have fun. So now, because Donald Trump decided to nuke global trade because he was fucking bored and molest the money a little bit, only thing that's happening in the process is they're going to have to heavily subsidize the farmers even further in an effort to weather the storm. Okay. That's number one. Number two, China has already moved in the direction of rerouting some of their trade. They're making deals with the European market. China never even needed American soy. They were only buying American soy because of the deal they made with the U.S. in the first trade war. I know that. I know. I just had breakfast with my Republican dad, and he full on believes that Trump has the best interest of the average American in mind. I just couldn't help but look at him in amazement. Yes, man. Jews for Hassan. We got it. Calm down. Okay. Jesus Christ. Also, what is this? Jew 221? Thank you. Thank you for your support. Okay. Stop spamming. Also, for this exclusion, they're making it go into effect from imports since April 5th. So if tech companies already paid for the duties, they'll have to be refunded. Oh, don't worry. They haven't paid for the duties. You want to know why? Because the fucking tariff collection system mysteriously broke. So they haven't even collected any of the tariffs anyway. That's right. So they couldn't even collect the tariffs. We covered this yesterday. Anyway, good news for U.S. consumers that President Trump has now exempted imports of smartphones, computers, hard drives, computer processor, memory chips from reciprocal tariffs, so they don't face the 10% global tariff or the extra 125% on China. It's also a win for Apple and Nvidia, etc. But you have to wonder, why didn't this exemption exist on April 2nd? Did the Trump team truly not know how reliant the U.S. is on China for popular electronics? U.S. depended on China for smartphones and game consoles. Top 10 U.S. imports from China by value in 2024. 86% of game consoles, 79% of PC monitors, 76% of toys, 73% of smartphones, 70% of lithium-ion batteries, 66% of laptops, 38% of plastic products, 14% of wireless headphones, 9% of computer parts, and 7% of medicine. Incredible stuff. Brilliant move, sir. They refunded it too. If they'd have collected any, it's retroactive. Yeah. So why did we do any of this? And does this spell confidence for the market watchers? Because it's still, they're just chipping away slowly but surely. This is turning into Trump 1 real quick. Okay. Trump 2 was supposed to be different. This man was on a mission. He was vindictive. He was going to punish everyone that told him no. Okay. He was going to tell all the money guys, fuck you, I'm doing my thing. Okay. For no reason whatsoever. Okay. For no seeming, no real reason at all. Okay. But it turns out he is still listening to the money guys. They're still telling him, like, you can't do that, sir. You can't do that, sir. And he's backing away like a baby. So what happened? What happened? Here's Charles Gasparino breaking. It's a classic news management for Trump and co. to announce the so-called Apple carve-out, no tariffs on electronics, late Friday when the news of the week is done. But make no mistake, this is another sign of a tactical retreat from the White House's initial tariff strategy, which nearly led to a 2008-style market meltdown. I hate using the term Lehman moment, which gets thrown around so much it's cliched and not very descriptive. Lehman and the banking collapse involved private sector folly of irrational exuberance involving housing. This moment was created by massive amounts of debt, our dependence on foreigners, even adversaries, to keep buying it, and the government doing a U-turn on global trading relationships, which needed fixing, not destroying. Like, The system has been going on this way, and America being the global reserve currency maintains the system stability. Donald Trump weirdly wanted to get everyone involved and everyone to pay penance, while simultaneously they already are paying penance structurally by being what? Oh, now he went from Jews for Hassan to Netanyahu. Heart eyes. Aw. Okay, dude. Well, eat this band then. Suck my dick. So is he doing all this tariffs so that 1% can pump and dump and get rich fast? No, I don't. The 1% is going to pump and dump and get rich fast no matter what he does. Okay. That is secondary. The primary goal here is Donald Trump enforcing his agenda and seeing the people's appetite or willingness to be able to. That dude was trying to bait anti-Semitism. I think so. Yeah. IP clip farmed. Wait, what do you mean? If you throw Netanyahu hard eyes, I will fucking ban you. What the fuck? It's like saying W Hitler in this chat. You know what I mean? I'm gonna fucking ban you. Like, get the fuck out of here. So where is the liberation? Where is the liberation? Where's the liberation that's happening?
Electronics, those reciprocal tariffs, those are going to hurt American farmers. China buys more soybeans from the U.S. than any other country. All of this is hurting small businesses as well, not just consumers that could face those higher prices. I visited a toy store in Virginia, and the owner told me that virtually everything she sells in her store is either made in China or made with parts from China. Ike?
Selena Wang, thank you.
More executive actions from President Trump.
Liberated, all right.
Late last night, the president authorized the military to take control of federal lands along the U.S.-Mexico border to bolster immigration enforcement.
Ready to go?
The memo directs the Defense Department to use the military to take steps to secure the border, including construction of a border barrier. It comes as the White House is set to begin new nuclear negotiations with Iran and work out trade deals with dozens of countries during a 90-day pause on tariffs. Willie James Inman is traveling with the president in Florida. Willie, good morning.
My stepdad lost 20K of his 401k since this shit popped off. RIP, dude. Fine. He's liberated from the joys of retiring at a reasonable pace, you know? It's good. Work is good, right? It sets you free, or whatever people say.
Good morning to you, Michelle. Following a week of market turmoil, the White House is pushing ahead with its plan for punishing tariffs on Chinese goods with no end in sight and with negotiations up in the air.
White House says the president is optimistic about a potential deal after Beijing slapped 125% tariffs on America.
Look at this cope. Trump showed his pain point in his standoff with China. Xi Jinping, who rules with absolute authority, has shown he's willing to let the Chinese people endure hardship. President Trump revealed he has limits. Dude, what are we? Look at this cope, dude. Look at this fucking cope from the New York Times. It's like, well, I guess we can't go to war with China because they're too authoritarian. Yeah, that's the reason. That's what it is, for sure. Yeah, President Xi can just like... Donald Trump tries to nuke the global economy for no reason, and it's still actually, liberals are still trying to uphold the almighty market system that we have designed here, okay? It's so imaginably stupid. This is not informing the population. This is misinforming the population. What is the goal here? What an embarrassing copium moment from the New York Times, like... Do your fucking job, man. Educate the people. Educate the people. You don't even like Trump. Why? But of course, there's a higher priority here. I'll give you an analog, okay? The analog here is kind of like all the fucking weird, like, Groyper drama accounts, Keemstar adjacent drama YouTube accounts that fucking despise Ethan Klein, right? For years and years, they've shit on him. But the one time Ethan Klein has a different enemy, there's a higher order of priority. They hate me more than they hate Ethan. So when Ethan is attacking me, they love Ethan Klein. This is the same principle with the New York Times. They hate Donald Trump, but you know who they hate more than Donald Trump? China. So when Donald Trump is fighting against China, liberals have to find a way to just make sense of this. To say like, well, the American systems are actually really good. It's just that we're too liberal and love democracy too much. And Donald Trump loves democracy too much. That's why there's no way for Donald Trump to be able to compete against China. It's just the the weak point of America is that we love democracy. It's awesome. Except the lesson to be learned from this then for the Trump world is what? To be more authoritarian, I guess. I asked my aunt about it and she said, we're used to trade 1 kilo of white flour for 2 kilos of coarse flour just to feed the family. This is nothing. Yeah. This was part of your 2025 predictions. Liberals will support Trump in the direction of his China stances. Oh my God. I did make that prediction, but I guess it's the easiest prediction of all time when you think about it. Like, Donald Trump is out here already whipping every law firm into shape so they can offer pro bono work as they, like, I don't know, go after random immigrants, right? Go after random immigrants for the crime of hurting the feelings of the state of Israel, a foreign nation, and to make sure that they don't actually fight back against this administration as it desperately claws constitutional powers away, as it rips apart the Constitution. Okay? And in that process, we're like, you know what the problem is? Trump is too democratic. Yeah, okay. Don't worry. He'll show you. He'll show you.
American exports in retaliation for a 145% rate on Chinese goods set by the U.S.
I'm very comfortable now, but I've always gotten along well with President Xi. We had a good relationship, very good, and I think something positive is going to come out.
The trade tensions between the U.S. and its trading partners sent the stock market into a spiral this week. Stocks briefly recovered after the White House announced a pause on retaliatory tariffs, but markets spiraled again after the Trump administration clarified tariffs on some Chinese goods would be 145%. All three indexes ended the week in the green on Friday. Uncertainty with trade hitting Main Street businesses hard.
Fertilizer, fuel, herbicides, machinery, all have gone up.
Some business owners who source their products from China worry they may have to increase prices.
We have a merchandise line, and a lot of components of that merchandise comes from China. And so we're really trying to figure it out. We don't want to have to significantly increase our prices.
The White House says at least 75 nations have come to the table for negotiations, and that 15 of those have already submitted offers.
We can set the tariff, or we can do it a number of different ways, but that seems to be appropriate. And they can pay it or negotiate it, or they can not pay it.
The progress to strike deals with other nations may not be enough to cool nervous investors and business owners.
I think the market was overall oversold, and we're going to have some of these relief rallies from time to time, but a whole bunch of uncertainty in all the sessions in between.
Today marks the start of what the White House is calling direct negotiations with Iran for a new nuclear agreement. And those conversations are taking place in Oman, with that nation acting as the intermediary between U.S. and Iranian officials. Dana?
All right, Willie, thank you.
And to respond to the Supreme Court ruling and the other courts about the...
Because I only know by that. I mean, I don't know which one, but if the Supreme Court said bring somebody back, I would do that. I respect the Supreme Court.
And the lower court judge as well. He's been asking for...
I have great respect for the Supreme Court. So I'm not I'm not totally well versed as to the specific case, but if they said to bring him back, I would tell them to bring him back.
An immigration judge in Louisiana ruled that the Trump administration can deport Columbia University graduate Mahmoud Khalil, despite his status as a permanent U.S. resident. Last year, Khalil led pro-Palestinian protests against the war in Gaza on campus. The State Department argued that his presence in the U.S. posed a national security risk and would undermine U.S. policy to combat anti-Semitism. Meanwhile, in Maryland, a federal judge ordered the Justice Department to give her daily updates on the return plan for a father wrongly deported to El Salvador. Scott McFarlane has more on that story.
It was a month ago this weekend. Kilmar Abrigo Garcia was among those shackled and then flown to a prison in El Salvador with no chance to contest it. The Trump administration admits Abrigo Garcia, who had no criminal record, was included by mistake. He had a previous court order protecting him from going to El Salvador, a nation he fled about a decade ago. His attorney, Simon Sandoval Moshenberg, made a plea both outside and inside court for Abrigo Garcia's return.
Neither we nor the family have been able to make any contact with him. This is one of the principal human rights violations that occurs in that facility, is that inmates and detainees in that facility are held incommunicado.
But the Department of Justice today argued they're not able to say when they can secure his return. Maryland federal judge Paula Zinn is pressed to know Abrigo Garcia's condition, asking where is he and under whose authority. The response from the Department of Justice attorney, Your Honor, I do not have that information.
What do you make of the government saying we can't tell you where he is, we can't tell you who has him, we can't tell you how he's doing?
What I make of that is that it is purposeful stalling.
Doris Meisner is former head of U.S. Immigration Services.
We seemingly have an agreement with El Salvador to take these detainees. Those agreements implicitly are a two-way street. So for us to say...
It's on U.S. real democracy. Average federal workers get fired. It's all glorious and efficient, but when billionaire loses a bit of money, Trump has to back down. Yeah, of course. Tens of thousands of people have to be fired. They have to. We have to purge them. All of that stuff is fine. All that stuff is good. It's actually for the greater good. Don't you need to be on the road by now? Don't you need to shut the fuck up and let me live? Stop. God damn, dude. People are so fucking annoying. All right. Fired up. Okay. Uber's about to be here. Mind your damn business, chatters. Holy fuck. Okay. God damn. There's so much happening in the
send somebody that we then understand to have been wrongly sent. Certainly one has to expect that we could go back to El Salvador, explain that, check the records, and get that person back.
The federal judge in Maryland has ordered daily updates on this case until she gets information about Abrigo Garcia's return, his condition, and his placement right now. For CBS Saturday Morning, Scott McFarland.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to see this man in a little bit. Republicans are taking notice of our fighting oligarchy tour. Good, he says. I'll let this run as the Uber gets here, and we'll go and talk to, just curious, why you bother responding to the one or two annoying chatters who's any bullshit? It's so funny because you're doing that thing. You're doing the annoying chatter thing, okay? All right, so... we're going to be heading over to the Bernard rally in Los Angeles. After the Bernard rally, I'll obviously come back and continue. I'll obviously come back and continue along with the regular stream that I'm doing. What is this? Weekly share of rejected home mortgage refinance applications hits highest level since October 2008. Bloomberg. Nice. What is this? All right, Democrats, how do we win an election? Just say Trump bad, fight for the working class. Yeah. I mean, they're not, like, in a weird way, we have this, like, very obviously insane cult of people, okay, that are not even hiding that they have this, like, weird cult-like identity, that are doing things broadly that are just, like, hurting people, openly hurting people. And the Democratic Party seemingly is asleep at the wheel. They're not even like, why is this guy not moving? Come on, man. What is happening here? I have a headache already. What is happening to me? Okay. You got a Google Maps at prison in El Salvador. There's literally bodies piled outside of one of the buildings. Okay. It's not shocking. You have the Republican Party actively showcasing that they are a rabid psychopathic cult. Okay, they're not bodies, it's a tree. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people come in here and just constantly tell me some of the shit. It's like this, and then the martial law implementation that will definitely take place on 420. That's another thing that they care, that the liberals always are putting forth. What is this? Goat cough added again. For immediate release, statement from the White House. U.S. Special Presidential Envoy Stephen Witkoff, accompanied by U.S. Ambassador Oman Eskrogima, conducted talks today in Muscat with Iranian Foreign Minister Dr. Abbas Araghchi, which were hosted by Omani Foreign Minister Saeed Badr. The discussions were very positive and constructive, and the United States deeply thanks the Sultanate of Oman for its support of this initiative. Special Envoy Witkoff underscored Dr. Araghchi that he had instructions from President Trump to resolve our two nations' differences through dialogue and diplomacy, if that is possible. These issues are very complicated, and Special Envoy Witkoff's direct communication today was a step forward in achieving mutually beneficial outcome. The sides agreed to meet again next Saturday. 420 is also Hitler's birthday. Yeah. Is the 420 thing real or no? I don't think it's real. Anyway, you got a fucking rabid cult like this that do shit like this. so on the aesthetic front, they're bad. On the economy, they're bad. On the destabilizing the country and removing constitutional protections, they are really bad. And yet, for some reason, we're just not making this argument. I'm not hearing this argument enough from liberals at all. They're just awfully quiet on a lot of the erosion of constitutional protections. And even on the trade front, they don't have like a stable handle on talking about trade without actually making it seem as though they are free traders in general, which I think is a major mistake regardless. All right.
Everybody for joining, and let me thank the many of you around the.
I'm going to now move on to Ubers here, and we're going to go to the Bernie rally while this plays for a little bit. Okay.
Country who have attended the fighting oligarchy tours that we have been doing over the last 2 months. As you may know, so far, we've been to Nebraska, Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan, Nevada, Colorado, and Arizona. And the turnouts, I am very happy to tell you, have been extraordinary. Well over 100,000 people combined have come out. And Republicans, surprise, surprise, are taking notice. They are quite concerned. Both Trump and Musk have had to respond, and not surprisingly, they've responded with lies. Mr. Musk claimed that many of the 34,000 people who came out to our Denver rally were paid organizers, and Trump was busy boasting falsely that his turnouts were always larger than ours. Not quite the case. On Saturday, this Saturday, the next phase of the Fighting Oligarchy Tour begins. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and I will be starting off in Los Angeles. We'll then be going to Utah, Idaho, back to California to 2 rural areas in conservative districts, and then we'll be finishing up in Montana. And most of these events will be held in congressional districts that are represented by Republicans, and there is a reason why we are doing that. Let me say a few words about what we hope to accomplish with these events. Number one, in these extraordinarily difficult and depressing times, I want people in the communities that we visit and people throughout the country to understand that they are not alone when they feel outraged by what Trump is doing to our country. In fact, when they stand there amidst thousands and thousands of their neighbors in opposition to oligarchy, opposition to authoritarianism and xenophobia and attacks on the working class, they very quickly understand that they are not part of some fringe minority who are opposing Trump, but that they belong to a strong majority of Americans who want this country to move in a very different direction than where Trump is taking us. What Trump and his friends claim they have this huge mandate, nothing you can do about it. And what these rallies are doing is proving them wrong and providing hope for people all across this country. Secondly, what we do in these rallies is that given the nature of corporate media and the dominance of big money over the 2 major political parties, the Democrats and the Republicans, it is vitally important that we provide a progressive political and economic analysis that many people around the country have really never heard. And one of the main reasons that the establishment is able to maintain the rigged economic and political systems that we have is they do that by deflecting attention away from the most pressing problems that working people face every single day. And when people are not provided with rational explanations as to what's going on in their lives and in the world in which they live, you know, they say, nobody understands what I'm going through. Everybody, you know, is full of crap. Why should I participate in the political process? And that is, my friends, exactly what the moneyed interests want. They want you to give up. They want you to believe that there are no solutions to the problems that we face. Let me give you just a few examples of how the establishment functions in that regard. Now, I want you to stay with me here. When is the last time that you heard a serious discussion or any discussion at all on television about the unprecedented level of income and wealth inequality that we're currently experiencing? Today in America, three people, Musk, Bezos, and Zuckerberg, combined own more wealth than the bottom half of American society, 170 million people. Think that's an important issue? Yeah, I do. I think that's maybe the most important issue that we face from an economic perspective. But we don't talk about it. You're not going to see that on TV. You can watch TV 24 hours a day. It is not going to be discussed because the people who own the networks don't want serious discussion about the immorality and the economic injustice.
We're here. I made it. Holy fuck, I'm dying. I am dying. Okay. We are actually going to get back to, we're going to do Bill Maher, my favorite guy. Bill Maher, the science guy. All right, calm down, ladies. What is happening? I come back and instantly, ladies got to smell me and try to figure out what I've been up to. You know what I mean? Hello. 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 Look at how she's going crazy. Hello. Hello, little lady. Big lady and little lady. Okay, okay. Okay, calm down. Big update. Trump on Garcia says it's up to Bukele. What do you mean? What an insane statement to make. Oh, you smell like outside. Kaya, what? Flopping down. Oof. I had to run in before TOS, some TOS came up. When you make me watch Bill Maher when you're the worst leftist. Okay. All right. What is the outdoors like? It's very cool. You should try it out sometime, Chatter. Chatter's like, what does the sun feel like on your skin? I've never known, and perhaps I will never know. What does it feel like to be caressed by the sun? Outside, it's painful. It burns. All right. You don't let chat get that chance as you stream 7 days. Yeah, that's my fault that chat can't go outside. You would, God forbid, you watch me outside. That would never happen. All right. Anyway, 0 calorie Dr. Pepper cream sodas are not tasty. Okay, that's your opinion, and it's wrong. You have the wrong opinion. Farah says, great meeting you, and thanks again for taking the bracelet made with love from the West Bank. Hell yeah. It's amazing. I'm rocking it right now. Look at that. Yeah, everything is my fault, Chatters. You're right. Wow. What a crowd that was, huh? That was crazy. All right. Do you have a plan if the current admin targets leftists? Yeah, die, I guess. What can I do? You know? I'll just go to jail. I don't know. Freaking go to jail, probably. It's so hot, dude. Holy shit. It was so hot. Oh, God. Goddamn, food's still not here yet. Crowd size. Wait, Harry Sisson was there? This is the Bernie Sanders and AOC rally in Los Angeles right now. Over 35,000 people showed up to fight against Trump. This is a movement, not a moment. He's right. All right. Peace.
Goodbye, chat.
Please drink water, Hassan. I will. Please send us a Marchy Poo. What is this? Oh, Hassan, we need to do this last minute march. He is like that. He looks like that. He has the same exact plushy vibes. It's crazy. I've never seen somebody whose entire likeness is reflected so perfectly in the form of a pillow. The Build-A-Bear emo axolotl, you should find it for him. You literally passed it when you met Mike from PA? No, I didn't see him. I saw the other debate guy. It's ironic because I don't think Bernard Sanders' fight is just against the Republicans. I feel like a big part of the reason, if not the major reason why he's doing these rallies, is to literally fight against the Democrats, to get Democrats to actually, not gonna lie, the Houthis rallied more for Jackson Hinkle. Not impressed. Okay, calm down. No, I saw Michael from Pennsylvania. I did not see Harry Sisson. Yeah. He's doing this so that the Democrats actually turn around and do something. But it's time. Apparently, my favorite dipshit of all time, the worst person, one of the worst people on television, decided to do yet another nightmare blunt rotation. Now, of course, it's a nightmare blunt rotation. Any rotation that features Bill Maher is automatically a nightmare blown rotation. But this lineup was particularly bad. And it's important because I think old Billy Boy here, old Bilbo Bitch Tits, is finally coming to he's finally coming out and openly admitting his political, not Billy Bitch Tits Bill Burr. This is the other Billy Bitch Tits. He's just coming home, you know? This is where he always was, and I'm glad that he's just more open about it, I guess. Mr. I hate the Republicans. Yes, Kerry Hartline, I've already watched this. I've already watched this clip, and I've referenced it numerous times. Yeah. Bill Maher's transformation is now complete. He went and had dinner with Donald Trump, shocking 0 people. And I mean 0 people. Who here is like, wow, I can't believe Bill Maher is pro-Trump? Yeah. He finally decided, perhaps at Trump's weakest moment of approval and popularity, Mr. Read the Room basically is coming out to be like, I still don't like him, but I like him a lot more than I did before.
He was the White House chief strategist and now hosts the War Room podcast. Steve Bannon, he's global security analyst for Washington Post Intelligence and author of Chaos Under Heaven. Josh Rogan, and he hosts Piers Morgan Uncensored on YouTube. Piers Morgan. All right, here are the questions from the people. What does the panel think about reports that the Trump administration plans to hold a military parade on the 250th anniversary of the Army's founding, which also happens to be Trump's birthday? Oh, goody, tanks in the streets, huh? Is that a good thing, do you think?
I think it's a fantastic thing. I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, government efficiency at work, right? That's what we're spending our defense dollars on, is parading a bunch of
It's a way to inspire people, as you know, Josh, young men and women to join the military, to see the pageantry like they do in France with Macron, that great July 14th. Bastille Day.
Was there tanks in the street?
There were tanks. Yeah. They do everything.
Yeah, we do it in the UK all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. Tanks in the street.
Yeah. It's always been surprising to me you don't do it.
Yeah, Kim Jong-un loves it. Kim Jong-un.
Russia does it too.
Yeah. Putin, Xi Jinping. Yeah.
Bill, what do you think?
I don't want America to get used to the sight of tanks in the street.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I don't. Because once you see it, it becomes normalized. What's behind the church-going revival in the UK, particularly among Gen Z? Is that true? Or
if you saw the state of our country right now, there's a lot to go and pray about. There'll be nothing more sinister than that.
That's it? Kids are getting more religious? Is that what's going on?
I don't know. I didn't actually know that was a fact, but
Yeah, why would Bill hate that? Bill probably loves that. Oh, kids are getting more religious. Well, I like it now. I actually decided at least it's Christianity and not fucking Islam.
I mean, church going generally has been going down.
My daughter's too. Her only religion is Bluey.
Thank God I don't have kids.
Yeah.
What does the panel think of Jeff Bezos' company Blue Origin sending an all-female crew and Katy Perry and Lauren Sanchez and Gayle King? I know them all, love them all, hope they're all safe. I'm sure they will be to space next week. Is there any scientific merit to this mission? Yes.
No, but you know what? I just think that people that knock any form of exploration. You know, when I was born in '65, first.
Classic British mentality. Classic British mindset. When he means exploration, he means colonial exploit. He can't help himself.
Thing I can really remember as an existent human being was the excitement around the rockets going up, right? And then it sort of stopped. And you kind of thought, well, are we going backwards? I mean, exploration, space travel, the bold frontiers.
Katy Perry is not exploring space.
No, I know. I know, but
right.
I wouldn't go up there, would you? Would you go up there?
Absolutely not.
I wouldn't do it in a million years. So I admire the balls.
No.
We should be cheering them on.
No, I'm sure it'll be safe, but it's just, I wouldn't go skydiving either.
No, I agree with you.
And there's just no reason.
Jeff Bezos is my boss, and I support him.
Toading little crawler. After all the lectures you gave us earlier.
I'm not going to get time.
That's the trouble, you see. The trouble is, Josh, you get close to them, and then it starts to take over.
Yeah, guess what, America? Guess what, America? We're all part of the same hypocrisy, including Steve, including myself. We're all.
Keep me out of it.
Yeah.
Too late.
Yeah.
Too late. You're in it. You're in it.
Josh Rogan is the Washington Post journalist.
Yeah. No we here. I want to ask a question. Mike Huckabee, you remember him?
Yes, sir.
He is now the ambassador to Israel.
Sure.
Mike Huckabee, we've had him on the show. If you don't remember, he was the governor of Arkansas.
a very religious man.
Yep.
And I'm sure they're sending him to Israel because he's a great friend of Israel. I have a problem with this. You know why people like that are friends with Israel? Because when you know who comes back.
Right. The Jews have got to rule earth under hell, right? That's the
Well, they
idea.
all die.
Or they all die. Either way, it's not really a great deal for
Jesus saves 144,000 Jews.
Right.
That's not a lot of
I don't think I'm going to be...
What's the difference between Bill Maher and Mike Huckabee in terms of how they analyze Israel, though? Or in terms of how they look at Israel's enemies? Like, there's not a lot of daylight. There is very little difference. Yeah, very little difference materially between their support for Israel. It doesn't make any sense. My food's here.
I don't think I'm going to make the cut, to be honest with you. I'm not
that's
very
why
observant.
super duper Christians love Israel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying. And now he's okay. Low flow showers. Trump is.
I'm with Trump on this one. Yeah. No one likes a low flow shower. That's an 80-20 issue. That's good politics as far as I'm concerned.
And daylight savings time.
Now that one I don't like. That one I like it to be light in the evenings.
Yes.
I'm not a morning person. For all the morning
Me
people
too.
out there, forget you.
But
Okay.
but getting rid of it, don't we have more light in the winter?
Yeah, we do.
So that's what we want.
No, if we get rid of daylight savings time, it gets dark early.
No. What we do now is when it starts to get dark, we move it the wrong way. And now it's dark at like 4 in the afternoon. It's stupid. That's what he's, I think, trying to get rid of. And the penny.
Yeah. He's right about all these things, I think.
Well, it's just good politics to pick on, no taxes on tips, all these little things.
Yeah.
That
It's somewhat of a distraction from the ongoing.
And raise taxes on the wealthy. He said it last week.
Is that coming?
It's coming.
But what
He
about the
said
tax cut for the wealthy? Isn't that coming too?
No. It's going to be extended. He's not going to extend the tax cuts for the wealthy. He's going to no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, and no tax on overtime.
So you're saying all the donors are about to get a tax hike?
They're already screaming. But he told the Senate that he's open to when extending the tax cuts, not extend them.
Open to. So
No. But he's already, I think, and Scott Bessent, the Secretary of Treasury, I think, is working on this. Not to extend it to the upper bracket or make a new bracket.
And you think Congress is going to pass that, knowing who they get their money from?
They do whatever he tells them to do.
If President Trump comes in and says to do it, he'll
Okay, so the Steve Bannon plan is that Republicans are going to abandon the donor class, and then what's going to happen in 2020?
Where else are they going to go? We got total leverage over them. Where else are they going to go?
Well, there's another election coming up.
They're going in the midterms and the thing. But where else are they going to go? If you don't restore, the economic viability of the working class and the middle class, and you have to do that by sealing the border, right? So it's not flooded with illegal alien labor. Number 2 is the tariffs to bring manufacturing jobs back. And the third is that working class and middle class people need a tax cut. They need no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and most importantly, no tax on Social Security. That's another $500 billion a year we have to come with. And that's right. By the way, it's going to be a huge fight. But the Democrats and progressives had control in 2021. In those first 100 days, and they put up a taxing the billionaires, and it didn't even get out of committee. President Trump and the MAGA movement will raise taxes on the wealthy.
All right.
Do you believe that when the tariffs cause huge inflation, that the lower middle class are going to reward the Republicans for that? When all the prices go up? Because in 1890, when we had tariffs, the Republicans lost the House and the presidency because the
You should know this, Josh, better than anybody, because when we raised the tariffs on China in 18, the prices came down. We didn't have any inflation in 19, and we had the highest tariffs we ever put on China.
Hey, how about that dire wolf?
Isn't this supposed to be a show where people debate, they duke it out? Why is he defending Steve Bannon? Why are people clapping for Steve Bannon? Is this the state of resistance liberalism in America now? Clapping for Steve Bannon? What an incredible situation that is unfolded in front of our eyes, dude. I mean, I guess he said he'll raise taxes for the rich. I guess that's what it is. We're clapping for Steve Bannon when he lies now.
We brought back the dire wolf. They brought back a species called the...
It's not even a real thing. They didn't really bring it back. They just like genetically modified. They got GMO wolves now, dude. That's what they did. Everything sucks.
The dire wolf that was extinct using DNA they had in a fossil.
What could go wrong?
I mean, it's just... I don't know. I mean, I can't...
they're going to do the woolly mammoth next, you know. I think they made a movie about this.
Don't knock it until in 100 years they bring back Bill Maher.
Well, They made a movie once about, bringing back extinct species and the risk of it. It was called Jurassic Park. Maybe you've all seen it,
I know, but
so
this
maybe
is...
we shouldn't screw with science that much, you know?
But it's not a dinosaur, it's a wolf.
Yeah, but
we know what it looked like.
Yeah.
And Bobby Kennedy says it tastes like chicken.
Terrible.
And now for what I know you've all been waiting for, I'd like to give you my book report on my visit to the White House. Okay, as you know, 12 days ago I had dinner with President Trump, a dinner that was set up by my friend Kid Rock, because we share a belief that there's got to be something better than hurling insults from 3,000 miles away. And let me first say that to all the people who treated this like it was some kind of summit meeting, you're ridiculous. Like I was going to sign a treaty or something. I have no power. I'm a fucking comedian, and he's the most powerful leader in the world. I'm not the leader of anything, except maybe a contingent of centrist-minded people who think there's got to be a better way of running this country than hating each other every minute. So, thank you. So meet up in person. Maybe it'll be different. Spoiler alert. It was. First good sign, before I left for the Capitol, I had my staff collect and print out this list of almost 60 different insulting epithets that the president has said about me. Things like stupid, dummy, lowlife dummy, sleazebag, sick, sad, stone cold crazy, really a dumb guy.
I'm glad that he was tackling the important issues when he met with Donald Trump.
Fired like a dog. His show is dead. 60. I brought this to the White House because I wanted him to sign it. Which he did with good humor. And I know as I say that, millions of liberal sphincters just tightened. Oh my God, Bill, are you gonna say something nice about him? What I'm gonna do is report exactly what happened. You decide what you think about it. And if that's not enough pure Trump hate for you, I don't give a fuck. So...
Dude, he's so brave. He's so brave, dude. Wow, you went to the White House? How brave of you. You went to the White House and the president was nice to you? That's fucking brave, dude. And I'm gonna report on it. He's clearly the best of us. Grow up. You're right.
So, no, I didn't go MAGA. And to the president's credit, there was no pressure to. After we left the Oval Office, he showed me the little room off the office, you know, the one where Clinton used to, blowjob room, okay? Well, not anymore. That's where they keep the merch now. It is. And he gave me a bunch of hats, but he didn't ask me to take a picture in one, which I appreciated. The guy I met is not the person who the night...
Wow. He didn't make you take a picture in the hat? God, he's so gracious. I can't tell who's a nicer guy here. Actually, unironically, between Bill Maher and Trump, I really can't tell who's a nicer guy. They're both ginormous pieces of shit.
Night before the dinner, shit-tweeted a bunch of nasty crap about how he thought this dinner was a bad idea and what a deranged asshole I was. I read it and thought, oh, what a lovely way to welcome someone to your house. But when I got there, that guy wasn't living there. Now, does Trump want respect? Of course, who doesn't? My friend said to me, what are you going to wear to the White House? I said, I don't know, but I'm not going to dress like Zelensky, I'll tell you that. Just for starters, he laughs. I'd never seen him laugh in public, but he does, including at himself. And it's not fake. Believe me, as a comedian of 40 years, I know a fake laugh when I hear it. And I thank you for them. No. Okay, example, in the Oval Office, he...
Dude, Trump laughs? Oh my God. And he laughs at himself? I like that for years and years, this dumb fuck, the only thing that basically positioned him as anything but like the average Republican, because on policies, he was completely locked in, right? But the only thing that positioned him away from the average Republican was his disdain for Trump and like how stupid he thought Republicans were. And now that last tiny hurdle has been cleared for him.
He was showing me the portraits of presidents, and he pointed to Reagan and said, in all seriousness, you know, the best thing about him, his hair. I said, well, there was also that whole bringing down communism thing, waiting for the button next to the Diet Coke button to get pushed and I go through the trap door. But no, he laughed, he got it. I said to him at one point, Mr. President, you know the dog, that's unusual in the White House. He said, well, a lot of the presidents, they had a dog for political reasons. I said, no, people love dogs, that's what that is. Oh yeah, Okay, that's true. I'm telling you what happened. At one point, we were walking through it is an amazing tour of the whole house. And I don't remember exactly what we were talking about, but it must have been something with the 2020 election, because I know he used the word lost. And I distinctly remember saying, wow, I never thought I'd hear you say that. He didn't get mad. He's much more self-aware than he lets on in public. Look, I get it. It doesn't matter who he is at a private dinner with a comedian.
Dude, I'm losing my fucking... Is this for real?
Damn, this guy's good.